Welcome to my fish.
Alright, so today I've decided that I am going to, this is our coral tank in the back, and today I'm going to finish setting up the Refugium. This is one that we got from Tom. It's just a simple hang on the back. I hooked up a very small pump back there, and it feeds it through here, comes in, goes down, across, up, and then out the big return. That's the tiny little pump. So there's not very much water movement in here. It is a refugium. You don't want turbulence in the water. It's supposed to be calm. So what I need to do is build a plenum, or a platform. So I'm going to take a piece of egg crate and put it along here, put some legs on it, and then I have a piece of mesh that I'm going to put on top of that. And then I'm going to twist tie that down so that way the gravel can sit on top of it and it doesn't just fall through. And then the mangroves will sit on top of this. And then I will take this light, which I have drilled holes in, top and side on either end, fed the wire through, and I shall hang it up from there. Dad wanted me to film this, but it is extremely hard to actually work and hold the camera at the same time because you only have one hand to do something. So I gotta figure out a place that I can put this where you guys can actually see. Because usually, hold on a second, I'm gonna see if I can record videos through the frontwards facing camera. No, that wouldn't make much sense. I'm not gonna bother. Let's see what this looks like. Can't even see what it looks like, but I'm going to hope that you can see me. I'm going to assume that you can, just because the camera is looking at me. You could be looking up at the roof of the pool rack, though. This is what we're going to put. Dad wants to start breeding killifish. So I have all these kiddie pools that I've built this rack and 4 different levels on. I'm in the process of finding light fixtures that can go on top of it. I've only got 2 out of 4 so far. But once that's done, he wants to start breeding killifish because the wholesaler apparently has in the big killifish, and their claim to fame is that they breed in the tank and you don't have to do anything. Kind of like African cichlids apparently. So Dad wants me to go get some of them next week, so then that way we can start that. So many projects. So I'm just putting the twist ties on this. I'm gonna have to cut them off after. I wish I had a pair of scissors here. I guess this doesn't work because I'm too tall, so every time I stand up straight, you guys are just looking at my chest. If I was a woman, it'd be alright. I ain't got nothing to look at there. So, we haven't actually got anything in the tank, but it is starting to, they're all starting to cycle. The coral tank's growing the most algae because it's got the best lighting on it. Or the strongest, yes. I'm just dropping things, so I'm really excited. For the last numerous number of years, Darlene and I and Kate have talked about going skiing in Mount Tremblant because I like to snowboard. I try to do it at least once or twice a year. I have my own stuff. I've been doing it since middle school. It's one of the only sports I'm actually any good at. So, Darlene has a sister in Ottawa, and we've always talked about going out, staying in Hull with her sister, and then, going out to Mount Tremblant for a day. Well, finally this year, Darlene is actually making it happen. So next weekend, according to Darlene, which I'm hoping she's right this time, that we're actually going. It sounds like we are. Then again, I've been fooled before. Anyways, so next weekend I shall be going to Mount Tremblant. Probably already on the road, if not already in Ottawa by this time next week. Because she's hopeful for leaving at 9 o'clock in the morning. But Darlene lives in Ennisville and has to wait for the car rental company to open because she's not taking the pickup truck. They do way too much in gas. And then drive all the way to Toronto. Plus, it's Darlene, so I'm thinking we're not leaving till like noon. But we can hope. So I've got my mesh on my plenum, and now I'm gonna grab the camera again, dry off my hands a bit. It's one thing I hate about this OtterBox. There's a protective layer on the outside of it, and if you get water underneath it by pressing the home button, if your fingers are wet, then it makes it so you can't press the buttons anymore. So I already have a little bit under there from today, but I always try and dry my hands off as best as possible. So we're gonna put this in here. Fits perfectly. I probably should have. Oh, that's on the inside. I should have cleaned this thing first. Oh well. I should have thought of that. Oh well. Too late now. What's done is done. Okay, now how am I gonna do this? I want you guys to be able to see everything. See, I chose a bad side to start it on because it's the side with the number with the buttons on it. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. And hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. What I'm gonna do is I'll show you after anyway. I'm taking some crushed coral. Place this all on top of here with the intention of not getting any underneath, but I mean, as I'm dumping it in, there's stuff falling through, so could be hopeful, but wishes were horses, beggars would ride. That's what Dad always told me. Just making a mess. It's usually what I do here. So I'm going to put about an inch layer all across it. I'll show you guys this after because I've got the camera pretty much set up right where I like it. So I'll show you how much gravel I put in there. Now for the lights. Now I'm just using a little, I think this was on a 5 gallon, no, a 10 gallon. No, maybe it was it was a 20 gallon, sorry. Just a little fluorescent light, tube light. I'm going to somehow, I should have put a 2x4 across. I mean, I still could. Maybe that is what I'll end up doing. Let's try it this way. Because the 2x4 will take more time and I've got to get going. Because I have to go and clean up for the veterinary hospital, and then pick up Hortensia for 5:30. And it's already 3, and it's Toronto, so traffic is a pain in the butt around this time of day. Although I'm glad I don't live in LA, because I heard on average they spend 3 hours a day in traffic or something like that. I was watching Kimmel last night. Aaron Paul was on it. Jesse Pinkman. He was talking about how at a dinner party once for the Prince of... I don't even remember where he said. It was a country that I'd never even heard of before. But anyways, he was at the Prince's birthday party, and Michael Jackson was there, and they were doing shots of tequila. It's actually pretty cool. Not many people I can imagine can say that they did shots of tequila with Michael Jackson before. And see, this isn't going to work because it's not right over top of it. I'm going to have to get that 2x4. Alright, I'm going to pause this for now.